Yeah, I think I'm live now. Still having problems running with this setup, but let's see if I can make this work. So I will trim this after the video is uploaded after the live. So guys, welcome back to the channel, and I think you can hear me. So yeah, I think you can hear me. Let's just do some pre-work, and as I do the pre-work, welcome back to a live where I'm sleep deprived, which is not that great. So bear with me while I work my linking game. Been very hard this last couple of weeks in terms of sleeping. So yesterday I woke up in 4:30 in the morning, went on a 110-kilometer run to catch catfish, but the catfish were actually quite small, so I was not able to catch them with lures, so I had to do a quick run for a nearby river. Actually caught two bass, saw some huge ones, but again they only started to eat while I was going almost time to go home. So still went home, had lunch, a quick lunch, and went on a run to go to work. So arrived at home at 1 a.m. and tried to sleep a little bit right before the cycle begins again, the rat race. You know how it is. So now that we are in here on the AliExpress, you see the sale page as usual. This one is fall sale. Not a false sale, it's the fall sale. They had a sale in between these days, but I only saw like clothing and some odds bits and ends of fishing gear, but I really didn't care. It's not even this promotion, it's not that amazing, at least in terms of price, in terms of coupons. Yeah, it's, let's see, it's the usual stuff. So 2 in 15, 4 in 29, 6 in 49, 10 in 79, 13 in 109, and 20 in 159, and the rest we don't care because we don't spend that much money. So let me just move this window in here, because if anyone mentions something in the chat, I need to know. So let me just type a quick hello on the chat so everyone knows that I'm here, even though I'm live. So this is a bit stupid. Either way, this is the main page for the sale. As you can see, you will have some nice prices, but other than that, it will be a little bit of a hit or miss on terms of pricing. I think they are already going inwards in terms of promotions, preparing for the 11/11. So you will see a lot of early bird deals. I've bought a bunch of things with actually great prices, so I cannot complain. But early bird deals right now are the best way to buy stuff. So if you know what they want, sometimes they will restock items in some stores and you will just get great prices. I want to start with the new stuff, so I don't want to drag this a lot. It's already almost 1:30 p.m. in a.m. in here, so I should be sleeping, but I'm doing this live for you guys. So let's start with new stuff. Budefo, however you say the brand. Yes, I have a new chair. Such a great thing. Very comfortable to edit videos. Budefo just released a new spinning rod and casting rod for Ultralight. So as you can see in here, it looks like it has some chrome on on the blank, it looks okay. I don't know how it will be because I am always suspicious of the chrome rods. Something have a weird vibe, and the weight is not that bad. So it starts at 61.3 grams, and it goes up to 76 on the casting version. Casting versions are always heavier. Cast weights 2 to 10 grams, line weights 144. I don't like these values, they seem made up, because for 2 to 10 grams you should have a little bit of a higher pondage on the line weight. But ultralight 2 sections, fast action, they always say fast, they never say medium fast or medium or slow or whatever it is. So I may order one. Let's see how it will go. So, but for now, I think I will just wait. But it's new, it's cheap. I think the price will come down because Bodo has like multiple stores selling the same item. I think this will be like the fishing gear, the Beautiful. So I think they are like a very similar company. Moving on, we have the Takuma Arrow. I have this reel. I actually already have it. I ordered it, and I have this reel already. I know the price in here is not the best, but again, this is basically really need to get the early birds deal. I think this is the Red Peak Tackle and Outdoor store, so it will be a little bit overpriced. I think they just drop ship stuff, so I think this is overpriced like 15-20%. I think the price of this reel should be around 60, top 70, something like that. And it's actually a full metal structure, as they say in here. Mine arrived I think yesterday, so it looks great. I don't know how it will perform because again I have like 10 or 20 items to unbox, so then I can fish with them. But everything on the reel looks fine. The spool is a little bit too deep, but at this point I just don't care anymore. I will just buy stuff, put hybrids or ceramics on the reel, just put like 100 or 150 meters of 0.6 or 0.8 and fish on. I don't care anymore. If I can, I will fish with this reel. I will have an opinion, I think, for in the 1111, at least in terms of performance, but I really want to go and catch pike with it, so I need a little bit of a colder weather, or maybe like heavier bass on the fall, I don't know. So 159 grams, 8.0 on the gear ratio, 9+1 ball bearings. It's again very well shimmed, not a lot of weird clanks or noises, no geariness whatsoever. One thing I would say, the drag star compared with the rest of the reel feels a little bit plasticky. So Orokoyoko says Takuma has so many different models. They actually don't have that big of a lineup. Basically they have the shimming in casting, they have the P's, they will have from P1 to P11. I think they have P1, P6, P7, which is the air, the one specific for BFS. They have the P9, P10 and P11. I think after the 7, the other numbers are all metal frame. I have the P10, it's a metal frame, but it's only the frame, the chassis itself. The side covers are plastic. So with this one, everything is aluminum, which is quite nice. And it's 159 grams still. So, and this one is the Arrow. Sometimes they call it the Arnold for some reason, maybe because it's strong, and they are mentioning Arnold Schwarzenegger. So still, if you can find it as a early birds deal, just open this link. I think you can see in here on the corner So this one is an early bird, as you can see, 64.41. Great price on this reel. I think I got mine for 58 euros, and it's saltwater approved. So if you want to delve on BFS on saltwater, it has a little bit of a deeper spool, so you can put thicker line on it and go have fun. And it's actually pretty good looking. So I don't know if I mentioned this reel already. It's very expensive, but it's new. It's from Purelure, so I will cover it, and it's because it's of interest for people in ultralight. So they have a 2500 fast gear ratio, so 6.4 to 1, 9 kilos of drag, which seems to be too much. 10 plus 1 ball bearings, 91 centimeters of winding, 197 grams. It will take 200 meters or 150 meters of 0.8 PE, which again, if you have 150 meters of 0.8 PE, 9 kilos of drag. But if it's adjustable, I don't care. The reel actually looks quite nice. Why I put it in here? Because it's 174 euros. When you put all the coupons and the coupons of when Purelure has coupons, so 5% off with coins, 0.87 cents with coupon from Purelure. In 1111, that's why I'm mentioning this, so it can stay on your mind. This is a magnesium body reel with a lot of bearings, and as you can see, it has a very special internal system. It's for, you can use it in saltwater. It can creep on very good prices. So right now you can get it with all the coupons for 150 euros. If it goes on 1111 with a good promotion, if it goes on 120 or 130 euros, I might snatch one for me, because I really want a spinning reel with a metallic body or frame, whatever you want to call it. Moving on, another DC reel. So this is the direct, you know, the sheet is not like a full carbon copy, in this case nylon copy of the Miak Exa, but this one is. So the reel that you've seen me reviewing on the channel that has the metal frame, this is the nylon version. That's why it's cheaper. So this one, it's 86, it will be 86 euros tomorrow on the promotion, which you will take the 5% off with coins, the 10 euros off on 79 with a coupon, which will bring this reel for something like 72, 73 euros for a DC reel. And that's on my books, a great deal. They call it BFS. Yeah, I would call it BFS because I was able to throw very, very low weights with a normal Miak. So very good price. Oops. Very, very good price on the Miak. So this is not the Shita. Remember, the Shita, all the stores sell the Shita. Some stores will sell the MK, but again, the price difference will be like, from what I saw during the promotion, it will be 8 to 10 euros. And I've run with some problems with some stores, like stores that are just numbers. Sometimes they will send you the items. Sometimes if you abuse, and it's not abuse because you can buy it. Like I bought like 4 reels from Takuma from one store, all of them early bird deals, very good deals. The store sent me 2. Then they asked me because the prices are a bit higher than we are suspecting, because we go and buy them from Takuma, which I bet is one guy in a bike running errands and buying the stuff. But either way, a lot of complication. I got 2 reels. The other ones I got my money back. I ended up buying them from a different store, again as an early bird deal, but still you can run into problems. So this is a like couple of euros more expensive, but you're buying directly from Purelure. And I have to say this one looks quite sexy with all the purple accents. Moving on, still Purelure. Very expensive rod from Purelure with a cork handle. I am featuring this in here because it has a 3 to 12 gram, which if you are doing a little bit of heavier fishing, it might suit you. So I cover some fishing inside of this grammage on the channel. Unfortunately, only 2 models available. The Maron 6.6, so 1.98 meter, but very inexpensive, 51 euros. And when you put everything on, the coupons and all the other stuff, it will be quite inexpensive. And you can get it, casting or spinning the same size as 3 to 12 grams, very appropriate to the channel. Also, you can get it a little bit of a medium, 5 to 24, and you can get it on spinning also 312. What's the difference from this one? Sorry, this one to this one. Oh, okay. Basically, this one can cast a little bit more. So if I think it was, let me check. I'm looking for some shallow spinning reel and rod combo for perch, northern pike and mackerel. Bonus if you can handle seawater, no idea. Lightweights affect spinning, it is only the rods. I almost never see lure weights for spinning, but all the time for casting reels. Spinner baits. Drop shot nets, small cranks and hard baits. Lure weights 320, rod length 1.82 meters. It's almost always windy anyway. Look forward to your suggestions. I'm up for paying 70-80 for a really good reel if it's saltwater proof. Long comment, but I look forward to watching it. Have a great one. Awesome tip on good fluoro leaders line would be appreciated. Someone responded already. He'll probably recommend the Choice Cooing Superlit Aging. It can cast. Yeah, I would recommend that, but you can also see this rod. So 3 to 17 on the weight that you wanted. Not that bad. Yeah, I see the 22 pieces. I don't understand that. Probably they have some typos on Pure. It's just a 2-piece rod. Imagine if it was 22. It's good looking, and you can pair it with the reel that I will cover in the end. I answered your question already by the end, but I just ran on this rod, and I thought of your question. So moving on to new stuff on Marvelous. Marvelous has a bunch of new rods. This is a Cyclone. It looks like a Louis Vuitton made rod. The patterns in here, the leather effect on, I think this is supposed to be wood, but for me it looks like worn leather. The rod actually looks quite cool. What I would like to pair this is with a spinning reel or a casting reel with cork handles. I think it would look nice. Cast weight, it's always 1 to 5. The length for some reason is in grams, so it will run from 150 to 198 centimeters or grams. But when you separate the two parts, it will go from grams to centimeters. Line weight, it's also, but as you can see in here, the tip diameter, it's 1.1 or 1.2, I suppose, on the longer models. Not that heavy of a rod, so no rod will crack the 77 gram. Actually, this one, no rod will reach the 80 gram weight. So quite good. New stuff from. I think I posted a bunch of new stuff. Still with Marvelous, we have the Marvelous Insect Air. In this case, this is the larva, so this is the baby rod. They probably have a heavier one that is the larva. So 195, 2.06, 2.28, 28 centimeters. The weight on the rod, it's just over and under 100 grams. The top diameter 1.4 millimeters. Have me question if this rod has a hollow. It's a hollow, so this should be fast, which is a good thing because it's quite hard to find ultralight faster rods. So this one now got me intrigued because if it's a hollow tip, it's fast. 2.5 to 13 grams, so it's quite intriguing. I would like to see this one, especially in spinning. I don't like how it looks so much on casting. I really like how it looks in spinning. I will keep close attention on this one. Moving on, still with Mavlos, we have this rod. Again, 1.5 to 6 grams. In here you can see it. You can have it in casting and spinning. 1.5, 1.68. And this is the sections, I think. 3 plus 1. Okay. If this is the grams, it's a very heavy rod. So 141 to 145 grams. 1.6 on the tip. Hollow tip rod also. Let me check what it says down here, because Kingfisher rod, and it has actually a motif on the reel seat. The rod looks really nice, and it has I think it's this nut in here. Full grip on the casting version. It looks quite good. I think maybe this is a glass fiber rod. If this is a glass fiber rod, all the other measurements make a lot of sense. Yeah, it's Rokoyoko. It's glass fiber. Yes, I'm seeing now the in here. I'm seeing the internals. It's yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Product material glass fiber. I could read if I read it. I would find out. So yeah, man. Yeah, I just saw it. Thank you. So moving on. Yeah, it makes it very interesting. So Rokoyoko saying it makes it interesting. Yeah, it makes it's. I have glass rods or glass fiber rods, and I always complain because other than the last one that I use, they always have very ugly handles. This one actually has a very pretty handle. Yeah, look, full grip. You have the motif over there. Probably the motif will annoy the hell out of you because it's where you put your fingers, especially with casting gear. But it looks quite good. So moving on, we go with Seasir. So this is the Seasir DC. If we go on the side view, you can see that this has very similar with the one that I showed you, I think, on the last video, which was the one that it was on the Red Pig store, the gray and pink one that I cannot remember the name of because I think I just featured because it looked cool. So this is the electromagnetic system, but this one has LEDs, which means that they will do something different than the other ones. I think I have the Autoton Meteor, which is the same as the LQ, and when you adjust it, you cannot see what's the level. In this one, you can see the level very clear in here on the side plate, and you have LEDs saying that if the braking is working. Again, I just feature in here because I quite like Seasir. It doesn't seem it will be a reel for me if you go on the specs. 7+ ball bearings, drag 8.5. This already puts me a little bit. It's too heavy. Also, which is too heavy, it's the weight. I saw it somewhere. It's 190 grams. And in here it says the cast weight is 225 grams. So if you want a little bit of a heavier DC reel, this might be for you. Even though I was testing the Luxafi, the very, very cheap DC reel from, I think it's Luxafi, a brand that has a very weird cat with a fish as a logo. And that surprised me a little bit because firstly the DC system works. I need to find a way how that I can make the video because it's a deep switch system, so it's very, very small. I don't think the action camera will catch it very well unless it's on a very sunny day. I fish with it for like, I would say 7 hours, 8 hours now, and the DC system works. It only works at its best over 3.5 grams, but it will not prevent you from doing bird's nets. It's like a DC system that works as a conventional braking system. So it will not help you with bird's nest. It will work as a normal reel, but it's just the brakes that are the magnetism is controlled by a circuitry. Other than that, it feels like a conventional reel. That's what I'm trying to say. So you have this, the Seasir DC cast. Hopefully they will bring a different version that is lighter and it can be used for BFS. Still with Seasir, I have this one coming. I think maybe tomorrow I will have it in my hands. So you've seen the test of the Zero. You've seen the Zero. I seen the Zero going away. I already sold it because I ordered this one. It will be, I think, around this price. Probably they will have one on one of their older stores because I think they have like 2 or 3 stores cheaper. But as you can see, the body looks the same, but this one is made with different materials because the other one is 139 grams. I think this one is 119. It has a shallow spool. You can see in here the difference. It's not that much of a difference. I bet that it's lighter. What I bet also is that the ceramic bearings will make a huge difference. And what I think, yeah, let me see, yeah, I don't know how they make this calculation. This one is wrong for sure. This spool over here will take 100 meters of 0.6p and that's it. Maybe it can take also 100 meters of 0.8, but I think this one can be put on the Seasir Zero rod with no problems. So braking works fine with this spool. I think this will be a great reel, and it still looks sexy. I would prefer that they maintain the TPE knobs because they actually look and feel great, but they went with this probably for the sake of saving weight. bearings 8+1. I think it's also more than the ones that we had on the previous one. Again, very eager to get this one and test it. Moving on for Autoton, cheap stuff, and I quite like them because, as you can see in here, this is 1447, very cheap, and you still get the slider. So actually good deal. Screw-in handle. Man, screw-in handle for less than 15 euros. And you can get it on the best sizes, so 500, 1000 and 800. And this is silver, so it will go well with everything. What? Yeah, probably it will have a re-entry point in here on the whale wire. But if it's a one-piece whale wire, this is probably one of the best. Yeah, it looks like. Jesus. This is the. Let me check the rest of the specs because this one is going on my cart. So this is the Autoton double, I think. Yeah, Autoton double, which will mean something when you get the box, but right now it doesn't mean anything. It will wonderful world or something like that. They always put a name related with the acronym that they use for the on the website. But man, I want one. So 65 meters of 0.6 p. Yeah. Let me put this on my cart. I want this at the cart. Yes. This one is coming with me tomorrow on the sale. Another Autoton. I forgot to mention the weight because probably it's also lightweight. 139 grams. Not that bad, but you get a lot of stuff. Moving on. And I think I see something also good about this reel when I was doing the research for the video, but I'm not sure. I think it has a felt drag, but I'm not sure. I think it's a felt, so if it's a felt, it will be even better for very, 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 very light applications and to catch smaller fish. So this seems like a very good deal. I really want to test this reel because if it's around this price, it's a great value. Another one from Autoton. This it comes in 1500, 2000 and 3000 size. I would not bother with the bigger ones. Again, offering a lot of stuff at a very cheap price. So this is 23 euros. The reel actually looks cool with some purple accents. Look, double sliders. Also, one-piece whale. Gasket on the main shaft. Jeez. 5+1 ball bearings. Man. I think in here when they say can be modified soft gripped, I think it means you can take out the knob. Jesus. This is quite good. Let's see the rest of the 125 grams, and it will take. It has 3 kilos of drag, also nice. It will take 100 meters of 0.6 p. It's going on the cart also. Done. So I have this too. Still with Autoton backpack. I don't know how good it is, but it's 6 euros. It's a crossbody bag. If I don't know where I'm going, and now I have a bit more filming gear, I have a similar setup. I will use a fanny pack on the front with most used stuff, and I will just grab this one across my back with the extra batteries, mics, and a small tripod, and extra lures and hooks and line. So I will not even comment. It's a new bag and it's inexpensive as hell. So if it lasts like a couple of months, it's very good. Also from Autoton, a very cheap bag. This one with more storage, more compartments. One thing that is very important when buying this sort of stuff, when you're reaching the car, especially if you use glasses or if you have your hat on or if you have a camera on your chest, which more people are doing now, this clip over here will save you a lot of bothers. This clip over here, because when you get to the car or when you want to take out the backpack, just undo it and you can just grab the bag and put it on the car, so you don't have to move it past your head and your chest, so you'll not be hitting anything in the way of taking the bag out. This bag I have, even though it's new, it's very inexpensive. It's from Next Angler. I think Leydun also has one. This is an offshoot brand, and it's not offshoot brand. It's a guy that used to work in handing, and it just started his own brand. So Next Angler, he will be releasing a ultralight kit quite soon. So let's see how it is. All the zippers on this are like sealed or waterproofed. I don't know how waterproof they are, but they will resist rain at least. The bag is quite comfortable. The shape is a little bit weird, but it will fit a lot of stuff inside, and it's actually quite nice. And you have this little, again, the clips. The clips are very important. You also have this lanyard that will cross the opposite side of your chest and will not allow for the backpack to fall in front of you, where if you need to bend over to catch a fish, for example. That's a nice touch. And you have some pockets on your front at all times, even if you have your backpack behind you. So the strap will have a pocket on the front. Looks pretty cool. I quite like mine. This mesh in here, it's actually a nice touch. It's like rubberized, so even if you put something in there with a hook, the barbel will not get caught in between the twines of the lines of the net. So it's like a vulcanized net or a silicone net. You'll not get your thingies entangled on the fibers. And I think this is the last item, the new item. So it's a Zukibo orange braid X9. And I don't know why it says here casting tackle tax free. And it has some coating. It says I will be ordering this one to test because I quite like orange, and it has 0.6p, so let's get some to test and let's put it on the cart. So another thing for me to buy, and let's move on for what I have as deals for this month actually. So if you want to start on ultralight or super ultralight, my recommendation after using this rod extensively for the last couple of weeks, it's this one. It's not the newest rod, it's not the best rod, but it's the best rod for you to start on super ultralight and ultralight. It's the MiFine Pegasus UL. So it will throw from 0.8 to 3.5 grams. It will catch anything that you need to catch. Just pair it with a 800 to 1000 reel that weighs like around from 130 to 170 tops. It will balance quite well. You will start to learn the process of feeling, the process of working. It's a hollow tip rod, so it's a little bit faster, which means if you are on a country that you are used to fishing with broomsticks, it will be a little bit more relatable. And since it's such a low diameter tip, even though it's hollow, you'll still be able to throw smaller hard body baits with maybe trebles. Awesome rod. And you also have if you want to shell a little bit more money, just get the microbite. It's a little bit, I will not call it softer because it's different. It's a little bit more parabolic with the same weight, so it will bend on a different arc with the same weight. It's an awesome rod. It's, again, I will maintain this until someone releases a better one. It's until you get to $100 rods. It's the Rokoyoko says, I really want those MiFine rods, but they don't ship 2 pieces to my country anymore. They have their own website. Did you try from there? I think it's mifine.com or something that simple. Let's check. Yeah, you can try from here. I don't have any other idea as you can. How can you get them for to there? So I would recommend one of these two, probably to initiate yourself, the Pegasus. It will serve you a very long time. If you know how to, or you've tried to fish in lighter techniques but just want a proper rod, get the microbite. For reels, man, just get this one. It's the 1000S version. 36 euros, Lingxi. Great reel. It pairs very well with the microbite, either the microbite or the Pegasus. Great, sweet combo. If you want something cheaper, maybe try the Autoton that I just showed you, the double W. This one over here. It looks quite good also. So you love the Nano Jig Zero. I quite like mine. Now I usually use the Handing Hano. It's better. It's also double the price, but it's a little bit better. And I'm trying to get the best that I can when I'm testing other stuff. So if I'm testing a small reel, I will pair with the Handing Hano because it's the best rod. Ben Cox says, did you end up finding any more information on the Ruby guide rod? Which one would you get if you get it? I saw videos on some from some Chinese influencers. So what I know about the ruby rod, it's that a lot of Chinese rod manufacturers or rod factories or whatever you want to call them are trying to do themselves the ruby stuff. So the rod that I showed on the last, I think the last video, it had only the tip guide was the ruby coated ring insert on the guide. I think they are still using Japanese parts, but as soon as someone releases like the proper guides made in China, which I know that they are making, it's gone. You will have plenty to choose from. Believe me. You see the DC brakes on baitcasters. It was the same thing. You got like the EXA, you got the very expensive one. They have a round reel, and now I will not remember. Long Z. You had the Long Z first, I think, and then you had the Purelure, the MK EXA or MIEK, and now we have like 20, 30 probably SKUs on them, just on themselves, other than rebrands. We had like, I don't know, maybe 12. I would skip that rod because first ones, even though the DC reels, the first ones were actually quite good, I would wait a little bit for a couple of more to appear on the market. I know, I don't know if I can disclose this, but I will. I know that Purelure was working at some point with also the Ruby guides. So let's wait and see, because even though the rod looks pretty good, as I said, I go to Red Peak store. If it's an early bird deal, I might buy, but if it's not, it's a little bit overpriced of a store. You will see when Takuma, if Takuma reaches like their own store on AliExpress, how overpriced the Red Peak store is. They will sell everything 15 to 25% more expensive than the brand would sell. So I would wait on the pink guides, at least for a bit, because again, as I said, when they appear, they will appear in full force. You'll get one, two. So we already got one, probably not with the Chinese domestic market parts, but we will get them. So I was covering the Lingxi, and for baits I have some ticks that usually work on the fall. So firstly is the Letoya floating crank, so micro tap. This one, for some reason I clicked the wrong link. What I want is this one. So this one. So this is the 2-gram version, very very small. Shub love this on the end of the day. Don't throw this on the morning, just throw this on the afternoon. Right now, if you're on Europe, and I think the United States or anywhere on the northern hemisphere, I would throw this right on the end of the day when the sun is setting down. Throw this, it will work quite well. It's on the top of the water. Have you tried the Pompadour GR clones? Mine keeps spinning instead of crawling. Yep, I didn't test them, but that's exactly why I'm recommending this one, because the way these ones are designed, even if they are crappy, yeah, micro tapping, thanks. Even if they are crappy, because I ordered a bunch of different ones of the same style. Firstly, I didn't encounter any of them that was offensively bad, and they both work as they should. Again, all small lures will work I will not say all, but most of the small lures, especially under 45 millimeters, will not work that great on cross current or against current. So keep that in mind. Usually they are called, if when they are small, they are called area lures because they are used on small lakes or small pockets of non-moving water. So it will be a little bit harder to use them on heavier current, but I usually don't use very loud top water lures. This one works great for chub. Unfortunately, even though it works great, it's very bad for filming on the end of the day. So I had a bunch of attacks, caught some fish with this. You can change the single hook for a more open one, like a trout hook, and it will work very well. I would not recommend trebles because with this sort of small lure you will catch small fish, and with trebles it's just not a good situation. Also, for this time of the year, you can start cranking. This one is quite small. I use this I think for the past 2 years. You can get a lot of great colors. You can even get 10 pieces. So the ones that I like are actually this one, the sushi roll. Unfortunately, this one is always out of stock, the white one. And I also like the pink one. If you have rain, because in this time of the year you might get rain, if you had a little bit of like a flood, this one will be perfect. Maybe get the 2 sizes of the pink, because it really depends. If it's just tinge water, you can still go with a 2.6 gram. If it's heavy current, just get the 4.2. Have you seen the guidepost lures? Were very impressive. I've seen them, but man, I have. If I had my trousers on right now, because even though I respect you guys, I'm almost on my time to bed, so I just swapped my work t-shirt for another one. I would get and show you how many boxes of reels and rods I have. So maybe next year, again, as I promised, I will try to do more tutorials, because it's a thing that I will do once and it will be forever on the channel. And I will try to spend less money on gear and try to spend a little bit more on tackle, so lures and stuff, and try them and explain how to work them. But I've seen them, but this year I've bought like not a lot of lures. I'm using like staples, because I really need to catch fish during the filming sessions. And I just find some things that work and stick with them. Maybe next year, as soon as I clear the bunch of stuff that I need to... yeah, the Tanta lure is godlike. And I have now a new Tanta that is actually from a European brand. I have not yet to find it on any Chinese market. You got your first largemouth with a Tanta. I think the biggest of this year that I've caught, and I think I have it in video, and I maybe post it on members only, because again it's on that very public location that I cannot disclose. I think the biggest or the heaviest largemouth that I've caught this year was with that. So it was a largemouth under a barrier of weeds, and I've thrown like 2 or 3 times a craw, and it was pinching the craw, pinching, no full bite, and I swapped from the craw for that Tanta, which is, the craw was already small, the Tanta was even smaller, and I caught something, and first I think I just snagged on the weeds, and I just pull a very nice bass. I think it was when I was testing the Kingdom Micro Expert, the orange rod. So yeah, and it was with that. Now I have a different Tanta that I swap in between, and it was what caught me. Yeah, I was skanking until 11:30. So I was fishing. No, not 11:30. Sorry. So I was fishing since 7 a.m. trying to catch catfish on Saturday. So yesterday, and I went to a different spot, put a Tanta, and 10:30 I've caught two basses with a Tanta, a little bit thicker than the one that you're using right now. So again, I like this crankbait, very small. Again, comes already with single hooks, which I like. I don't want to mess with trebles, especially because again, as I said, I fish before work. I also usually, when I'm fishing for crankbaits, I'm fishing for chub, which means I'm near home, and if I'm near home, I'm committed to have like a 10-minute where I pack everything and go grab my my kid to lunch. So I really don't want to mess with trebles. Oh, it's a pleasure to make videos. Yeah, they are rare in Brazil, largemouth, and in my state, but got last weekend. Oh, white, beautiful, super ultralight rod. I know that in Brazil they are rare. Probably you went to like a private lake, something like that. I wish we had private lakes for bass in Portugal where we could get trophy fish, but in Portugal we only have lakes for like private member lakes for carp fishing. So you can get like huge carps on private lakes. Another crankbait. This one will dive a little bit deeper because it's it has a bigger lip. It has I would say, a wider action. And this one, this color, awesome. I quite like it. Since I cannot get but the best legend sexy ghost minnow or minnow sexy ghost, something like that, I went with this one. I put a marker. Okay, it's not private. Yeah, but it's sort of on the same spirit. They put it there for people to have fun. In Portugal, some people will put it there because they were doom basses, and now after some years we messed up so much our river systems with dams. So we have like multiple dams on river systems, and in here, like on my hometown river, we after the dams we have like levees, and it's so messed up. And you see on my videos, this is supposed to be like one of the main rivers of this area, and I have water through my ankles. So if it's not introduced species that can strive on these crap conditions, the endemics are gone. But in here, Portugal, everyone will take everything they can home. Just even to throw it on the trash is just miserable. That's why I put some videos on members area, because I don't want them to ruin that spot where I can go and fish with my kid with no problems. But moving on, I quite like this lure from Istolure. Bass here don't endure high temperatures in summer. It's weird because in Portugal the best place to fish for bass is on the south, and on the south that I'm talking about, it can reach like 40-45 Celsius. So I don't know how it will be on Brazil, but I don't think it will be that much different. So in Alentejo, which is the best largemouth fishery that we have, it will hit 40 multiple times in the summer. So it will be over 30 for sure for like 3 months of the year. And that's guaranteed. But yeah, nice little crankbait. Just bother with this color unless you have like one that will work good for you near you, or you wanted some chrome like on these ones. Probably people are eating them. It's so when I lived in South, sometimes I ate some. I would say it's like up there with sea bass. In the north, I don't eat it because we don't have that many. In the south, I fished like I would not say private lakes, but lakes on private land, where sometimes you need to eat the medium-sized ones, because you will have small, you have big, and then you have the stupid ones that are like this size, and they will just stagnate all the growth of the other ones because there's too much competition for food. So usually we would slot like a size and would take from anything in between those sizes home to eat, because the lakes have like a capacity that they can have. And if you care for the lake, sometimes you will take fish with you, because it's the best way to maintain a good fishery. Do not take everything, do not take the bigger ones, just take the ones that are staggering the growth of the other ones. But I am not a specialist on lake management, but it's something that people with lakes sometimes have to do. So with the fall coming, one of the lures that starts to play a big game, it's Polaris. It's the Polaris worm from Supercontinente. Colors will vary. This is also one of the magic lures, like the Tanta. The problem with this one is that some days they will not want it, but most of the days they will want it. The problem with this one, it's finding the right color. So I've caught fish with anything other than the blues. So I think anything other than these first four, I think I've caught fish with all the other colors: red, pink, green with spots, all the browns, white, black, everything in between. Great little lure. You pay €2 and something, and you get a bag of 50 if you get the 40mm version. You can rig it with a jig head, and you can rig it, as Rokoyoko will know, with a Cheb weight and a size 10 EWG hook from Supercontinente. Another lure that is working sometimes when even the Tanta doesn't work. So Rokoyoko, if some time you will find that the Tanta stopped working, you might want to check this one. So I call it the insect bait because it actually looks like I would say a nymph. I think it's a nymph. Yeah, I would say a nymph. So this one in here works very well for chub when they don't want to eat anything else. This color. For like sunfish, I would go with this color. Yeah, it's the tricky part is find the hook that will, because they are, even though they look chunky, they are not that high, the plastic, so it's a little bit tricky to rig it, but you can rig it. I think I rig it two ways. So if you have a hard time finding small jig heads, you can buy Cheb hooks, yeah, because they exist. If you get a Cheb hook, you can get small ones. Just put a Cheb weight, put the exposed hook on the back, and usually those hooks will have like a small barbel in the middle, and they will keep the plastic on its place. I don't know why this works, but it just works, especially with chub. Even bigger chub will go for it. I think I've got. I think it was on the, if I'm correct, on the Linkshi video. I've caught 2 decent sized chub with this lure. And now I think I'm answering the question of the snifta. So he wanted a rod from 3 to the problem in here is the 20 grams on the end, because if you wanted something like 3 to 17, you have the maroon from Purelure. But again, yeah, it's this the Queen Super Lit as the let me check the name, the Yak 509 with some religious motif in the picture. Yeah, he'll probably recommend the choice Queen Super Lit. Yes, I will, because he asks such a big diverse cast weight, and with this it will cover, so it's from 1 to 27. Oh, sorry, I bought that. So not this one, not this one. Unfortunately, the version with a 2 to 21, it's out of stock, so you can wait a little bit. Maybe you can't contact the store because they have a store that will send from Poland. Maybe that store I cannot see it right now. Or maybe it can be shipped for your country, not for mine, because it doesn't say it's out of stock, it just say it doesn't ship to my country. Or you can get the Angetso. So if you know the channel Yep Fishing, he reviewed it. It's sort of similar to my Super Elite, but it's just a newer model with I would say, I like the look of my Super Elite, but this one probably will be better suited for everyone because it's just plain black, so it will go well with everything. So 254 centimeters, one cast weight from 1 to 27, which is quite crazy. They also have a smaller version, again sold out, 2.5 meters, 0.8 to 19 grams, also inside of the ballpark that he asked. For reels, I would go with the Kingdom Tacon Pro. Yes, I have one. Yes, I had it in rent. Yes, I've seen this weird system that they are now using for the shaft guiding system. So with a ball bearing in here, and yeah, it works. It feels quite smooth, but you don't have the high-speed version of the C2000, but it's still a good price. It's under 80. I think that is specified that price point. But if you want something that would go well with Purelure Maroon, which is a red rod, you can get the Fuego. You said that the saltwater was a bonus, so the Fuego will run you 74 euros, something like it. It's a Daiwa, so it's good. It has max sealed. It's red, so it will go well with the Purelure Maroon. It will throw the weights that you want, so especially if you got like the 2000 SXH, which would be the one that I would recommend, that or the 2500 XH. Very good looking reel and a very new model. It's a 2025 model. Or get if you get a Super Elite one reel that will go very well with it. It's the one that I use. It's the 2024 Daiwa Regal CS. So I have the 2500 SXH, which is this one, 6.2 to 1 gear ratio, 9 plus 1 ball bearings and 5 kilos of drag. And people will shit on the looks of the reel, but it matches almost perfectly the Queen Super Elite. So it's actually quite good looking. Ryuko says Tagman plus beautiful super like still my favorite combo. If the Takuma spin go on a good sale, I will snatch one also. Yeah. Then you get the Surunoya Elf, which is also black and purple, and you get two sick combos. And this is everything that I've got for today. It's 2:32 in the morning in Portugal. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them on the chat right now. I will wait for like 10 minutes, explore AliExpress because I have a couple of things on the bag. Also show if any early birds deal appears. Sorry for the video equipment, you know how it is. I'm looking for lighting equipment for to shoot some tutorials on disassembling and assembly grills. That's why you are seeing the light in here. Other lure that actually works quite well, it's this one. I have a couple of them from a bunch load of different brands, and they swim quite okay, so quite good. But I'm not seeing any good deals. So early birds, as I mentioned, you see the knobs that I wanted to see also on the Seasir Zero VX, the 119 gram version. It was these ones. Yeah, let's see if I can. Yeah, not seeing any. I don't know why it's belts appearing, but let's check. The cadence price is still too expensive. I like the reel, it's very, very small, but man, it's expensive. Yeah. Oh, a small sinking minnow, 1.6 grams, 24 millimeters. This is very, very small. And it's Latoya, so it should be okay. You tested the Devil's Barbed Wire this weekend. Yeah, it's not the first person that comes to me with no problems. It also not the first person that came with me with come to me with problems. It seems to be like the microfly. It's a problem with consistency. As I said with the Zukibo fake, even though it's not the best, I think if you can get a good spool of microbite, it will be slightly better than the fake. The fake has one thing in its favor: it's consistent as hell. So I have multiple spools of 0.6p, and it has always been the same. And you don't run in any explosions, any breakages during fishing on weird spots that should not be breaking. So that's why I buy those types of braid. It's consistency. That's what I need. Especially if you're like me and you're spooling like I would say one reel per week, maybe more than that. Sometimes I spool two. I usually spool more than once at the same time, but in average, I got one. I have. It's sad to say, but if I had to have one like partnership with a channel, it's probably Braid. I wanted to partnership with Zukibo and LSP just to give me like 1 kilometer spools of braid for me to go through. So anything budget oriented, I will go with Zukibo, and anything more fancy, I will go with LSP. But yeah, I would accept in a heartbeat like a braid partner. Just because you have to keep in mind, I'm putting like, I will not call it shitty reels, but very inexpensive reels like the one that I show you from Autoton, and I'm spending half the value of the reel with braid because I hate fishing lower weights with mono. It's atrocious. It's quite hard. And why I'm getting Mercedes symbols, Benfica jerseys? It's cycling clothes. It's some weird things appearing to me on AliExpress lately. Oil. Another thing that I ordered, not this one's on specific, but if you want, I will not do a review, but just give feedback in some random video somewhere. I ordered prescription sunglasses from AliExpress. So I already have a pair of extra glasses from them that I bought on AliExpress that have the clip-on polarized glasses, but now I'm just getting like proper a glass lens polarized sunglasses from AliExpress. The other ones that I had were like 18 euros with a clip-on lenses, but they are like made of not plastic, but acrylic lenses. That's it. They work, but not a lot of confidence, especially when you're pulling bullet weights out of trees. Yeah, you see, this is the rule that I was talking on the beginning. This is the Takuma Arrow, but somehow in here they call it the Takuma. You see, it says Takuma Arrow, and they call it the Takuma Arnold. I don't know why, but that's what they do. The comic Bible, man, it's getting weirder and weirder. Squeaky toys of marijuana cigarettes for dogs. Man, this is. I think it's time for me to go to bed because the feed on my AliExpress is just getting random stuff that makes no sense whatsoever. Look at this nice bait caster. Pinnacle of design. Yeah, deep web of AliExpress for sure. It's quite weird, man. But I think I'm going because this is getting too random. So, car hydraulic lift ramp, man. Okay, man. This you call it autism having that dog on me? Okay, this is getting very weird. So I think this is done for today, and I will see you guys. Nah, not actually. Remember, if you like the video, leave a like. If you want something that you see on the video, everything is linked down on. Oh, question, Alex. Sorry. Is the pink LS pre braid not too thick for super ultralight? Yes, it is. You can use it if you're on ultralight. I use it only for BFS, not because it's the best for the application, but it's the best if you run into bird's nest. Because since it's so smooth, even if you bird's nest, it's actually quite easy to fix any knots that you get on on the um, the spool. But you can use it for ultralight for sure. If you're throwing anything over like 1.5 grams, if you're using like a 1000 size reel, you can go with it. I mainly run 0.6 p braids in everything that I'm using for multi-species. If I'm going just targeting chub, I would go with under that. Or I might go, if I'm just running on chub and sunfish, I will go with 0.4, 0.2. I've used 0.1 before. Smaller wheels, I usually tend to go under 0.6. But yeah, the pink LSP braid, even though it's the sizing and the diameter is quite accurate, so you might run in 0.4 Ps that are the same thickness as that one, I will not say it's the best for super ultralight. It's, yeah, as you said, is a little bit thick. Man, another early bird deal. Look at the salamandura. It looks weird, but I like it. Let's move on. Again, just load a little bit more. Yeah, I don't think I will learn anything from this dip of the feed. Not anything good coming up. Yeah. So remember, guys, if you like the video, leave a like down below. I will try to put a post on the day that I will come out, not out of the closet, but out live, so you can pull all your questions. And even if you are not awake during the live hours, which I shouldn't be because it's already 3 a.m., I will answer your questions, and yeah, you can see afterwards what I did on answering your questions. But nonetheless, if you like the video, leave a like. You have a function right now on YouTube. You can hype my videos. I don't know how good it will be because, you know, I don't have that big of a tits to have those much hype on me. But either way, if you like the video, leave a like. If you're not subscribed, you are not watching this for sure on 1 hour and 22 minutes in. But again, if you want to buy something, use the links because it helps funding the channel. And I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.